Jade Cargill vs Iyo Sky, SmackDown main event. And if you think this match is just another showdown, you're missing the point. Because this isn't two wrestlers trading moves. This is a collision between arrogance, dominance, and survival instincts, and the crowd is about to find out who's actually willing to cross the line. Right now, before the bell even rings, every second matters. Jade Cargill is built like a statement. Iyo Sky is built like a warning. One of them turns the lights on and dares you to challenge them. The other doesn't need permission, she simply finds a way to take what's yours, then smile while you realize you've already lost. And I'm telling you, when Jade steps through that entrance, she's not just coming for Iyo Sky. She's coming for respect. She's coming to prove that nobody, not even one of the most dangerous and cunning competitors in WWE, can survive her power. That's the mindset. That's the threat. But here's what makes this main event feel like a fire waiting for oxygen. Iyo Sky isn't the type to chase. She waits, she bides her time. She studies your reactions like a predator watching your heartbeat spike. Iyo knows Jade's strengths, and she knows Jade's weaknesses too, because power has a cost. Power makes you confident. Confidence makes you predictable. Predictability, that's when Iyo strikes. So let me ask you something small but important, because I want to see what kind of fan you are when you hear main event. Who do you usually pick, the unstoppable powerhouse, or the tactical, under-the-radar assassin? Drop your answer in the comments right now, because after what happens tonight, I guarantee you'll have a different reaction than you think. Now, let's set the scene. It's SmackDown, the 4th of October 2026. The kind of episode where the arena doesn't feel like a TV set, it feels like a pressure cooker. And when the WWE cameras cut between the ring and the audience, you can see it. People are already mad, not angry like boo, bad match. Angry like, I can't believe this is happening. Angry like, somebody is about to get embarrassed. Jade Cargill walks like she owns the building. She doesn't just enter, she commands space. The way she looks around, the way she holds herself, the way she positions her body like she's bracing for impact. It's not confidence anymore. It's entitlement. The kind that dares the universe to correct her. And Iyo Sky's posture tells a different story. She isn't showing off. She isn't hyping. She's locked in. Her eyes don't ask permission from the moment. They take control of it. That's why this matchup feels personal. Jade is the type to make everything about strength and dominance. Iyo is the type to make everything about control, and control is what power can't buy. Trivial question 1. If you could only choose one attribute for winning a big match, what would you pick? A strength, B speed, C experience, D luck. Comment with the letter. I want to see if your pick changes by the end of this script. Alright, now imagine the first seconds of the match. The bell rings. Jade shoots forward with that "you can't stop me" energy. She doesn't waste motion. She doesn't hesitate. She's trying to bully the pace, trying to force Iyo to react to her rhythm. Because if Jade can get Iyo inside her world, inside the realm of power, pressure, and relentless offense, then Iyo's plan becomes harder. But Iyo isn't just reacting. Iyo moves like she's already seen the next 10 seconds. She makes Jade miss by a hair. She shifts her angle. She turns potential impact into awkward momentum. It's not flashy early. It's surgical. Jade tries to muscle her way out of it, because that's what Jade does. When she feels resistance, she increases force. When she feels resistance again, she doesn't learn, she escalates. And that escalation? That's where Iyo starts to get dangerous. Because the more Jade overcommits, the more Iyo can set traps. Not big ones at first. Small traps. Momentum traps. Balance traps. The kind that look harmless, until the moment you realize you're falling. If you've ever watched Iyo Sky long enough, you know she's not chasing a win. She's engineering one. So picture it, Jade goes for a dominant sequence, something that looks like it should end the story. She gets close. She's got the hold. She's got the leverage. And then Iyo slips out. Not clean. Not friendly. Iyo slips out like she's leaving an elevator shaft open in the floor, and Jade doesn't notice until it's too late. Jade pivots. Jade tries to reset. Iyo doesn't allow it. Iyo cuts off the space, steps in, and turns Jade's attempt at dominance into a moment of vulnerability. Suddenly Jade is dealing with timing instead of strength. She's dealing with angles instead of brute force. She's dealing with something that doesn't care about her power level. That's when the crowd starts reacting. Not "oh wow." Not "nice move." The crowd is reacting like "oh no." Iyo's got her timing now. And if you're a Jade fan, you know the feeling that's building. It's not fear yet, but it's that creeping anger. Because Jade Cargill doesn't lose in people's expectations. She loses in reality. And when you can feel that shift happening, when you know the match is turning, your mood gets tight. Your heart starts racing like, why isn't Jade shutting this down? That question becomes the loudest thing in your head. Trivial question 2, who do you trust more in the ring, Jade's brute dominance or Iyo's ring IQ? Comment, Jade or Iyo. Now, let's get into the real tension. This is where SmackDown main event energy kicks in. Not just in the offense, but in the pace. The match begins to swing both directions, and every time Jade thinks she's regaining control, Iyo finds a way to steal a second, then another, until Jade is reacting instead of initiating. Iyo starts targeting the areas that matter, positioning, balance, and the moments where Jade has to take a breath. Because in a match like this, breath isn't just oxygen, it's decision-making time. If Iyo can disrupt Jade's decisions, Jade becomes slower. If Jade becomes slower, Iyo becomes sharper. And Iyo is sharp already, so when Iyo starts to put it together, you feel the crowd rise. You feel that energy, the kind that makes people stand up before anything even happens, like the air itself is predicting disaster. Jade tries to power through it. She does the thing that makes people chant. She refuses to go down. She refuses to be bullied. She refuses to be controlled. But Iyo doesn't need Jade to go down immediately. Iyo needs Jade to misstep. One misstep, one awkward landing, one moment where Jade's body shifts wrong, and that's when Iyo can strike with maximum damage. You can almost see Jade realize it too, not because she's outsmarted, but because she's finally forced to accept the truth. Iyo doesn't fight like someone trying to win. Iyo fights like someone trying to end the match. And the difference matters. Trivial question 3, what's your main event belief? Pick 1. 1. Power always wins. 2. Strategy always wins. 3. Timing always wins. 4. Anything can win. Comment the number. Now let's talk about the moment that would make people mad enough to share this video. This is where Jade hits an offensive surge. She's close, she's got the momentum, and it looks like the match is turning back in her favor. You can feel it in the commentary, you can feel it in the crowd, you can feel it in the camera cuts. Everything is pointing toward Jade taking control. And then Iyo flips the script. Iyo uses a counter that feels like it shouldn't work, but it does, because Iyo doesn't need to outpower Jade. She needs to outtime her, and she does exactly that. Suddenly Jade is thrown off. Suddenly the pace changes. Suddenly Iyo is the one dictating where the match goes next. And once Iyo gets that, the match stops being a fight and starts becoming an interrogation. You can't just stand there. You can't just hit your move. You have to survive Iyo's momentum. And Jade is built for domination, but domination is hard when every movement feels like it has consequences. That's why this match is so angering, especially if you love Jade. Because you can see the power there. You can see it clearly. You know Jade can do damage. But Iyo's craft makes Jade's power feel delayed, like it's arriving half a second late. In wrestling, half a second is eternity, and Iyo is living in eternity. So Jade starts throwing heavier shots, bigger swings, stronger impact, trying to overwhelm Iyo's control. But Iyo's defensive reactions are too sharp. Iyo rolls with impact, redirects where Jade's offense wants to go, and punishes the moments when Jade's form breaks. That's when it gets brutal. Because when Jade loses her clean execution, her power turns into openings for Iyo. Iyo feeds off those openings like she's hungry. She starts building toward the kind of finish that makes people question their own reality. The kind of finish that doesn't feel like a move. It feels like a conclusion, a sentence. Jade tries to fight it. Jade tries to power out. Jade tries to refuse the inevitable. But Iyo doesn't rush. Iyo waits for the exact moment Jade's body tells the truth of fatigue, the truth of imbalance, the truth of I can't hold this pace. And once Jade's body starts betraying her, Iyo becomes terrifying. Trivial question 4, if Jade wins, what should her celebration be? A dominant flex, B, cold stare and silent, C, taunt the crowd, D, shake hands, respect. Comment a /B/C/D. Now, toward the climax, you have to understand what's at stake psychologically. Jade is not just wrestling Iyo. Jade is wrestling the idea that she can be outmaneuvered, that she can be trapped, that she can be forced into mistakes. That is what makes Jade angry, not the pain, not the impact, the humiliation of being cornered by someone who isn't bigger than her, but who is smarter than the version of Jade that thinks she can steamroll anyone. Iyo, meanwhile, is wrestling something else, the confidence of someone who refuses to believe they are safe. Iyo thrives on pressure. When people expect Iyo to lose, Iyo becomes more dangerous. When people expect Jade to win, Iyo becomes more patient. And patience is the deadliest weapon in her arsenal. So by now, the match feels like a rolling storm. There's tension in every exchange. Every time Jade goes for something, Iyo counters in ways that look like magic but feel like preparation. Every time Iyo tries to set up her next step, Jade powers through like she's refusing to accept the rules of the match. And the crowd? The crowd is torn. Some want Jade to prove she belongs at the very top. Some want Iyo to expose the cracks in Jade's confidence. Everyone is watching to see who breaks first. That's what main event wrestling is, not who hits harder, but who collapses mentally under the weight of the moment. And if we're being real, this is WWE. The ending won't just be about strength. It will be about timing, story, and who the show wants to protect as the next force. So here's the big question for you, because I want comments. Real comments, angry comments, confident comments. Do you think this main event ends with Jade finally taking control, or does Iyo find one more opening and snatch the win in brutal fashion? Comment your prediction: Jade wins or Iyo wins. Now let's bring it home. Picture the final sequence. Jade is trying to finish. Iyo is trying to survive the final attack and make it count. The match tightens. The crowd gets louder. The camera zooms like it wants to catch destiny on film. Then, something happens that shifts everything. A counter that changes the direction. A reversal that erases the advantage. A moment where Jade expects one outcome, but Iyo delivers another. And when Iyo lands that final decisive moment, whether it's a submission, a reversal into a finisher, or a devastating hit that turns the crowd into a roar, it will feel like the match is no longer about wrestling. It will feel like a lesson that dominance can be defeated by timing, a lesson that power can be redirected, a lesson that confidence can be exploited. And if Jade wins instead, if Jade somehow pushes through the trap and finishes the match with pure strength, then the lesson becomes even more dangerous. It means Jade's mindset is stronger than Iyo's strategy. Either way, the story conclusion matters more than the winner. Because whichever way it goes, this matchup creates a new reality for both women. Jade learns whether she's unstoppable or only human when the ring IQ gets too sharp. Iyo learns whether she can consistently dismantle powerhouses, or if she just had the perfect blueprint tonight. And now, your turn. If you want Wrestling Zone 1 to cover the next SmackDown match, comment one thing. What was the most shocking moment in this Jade Cargill vs Iyo Sky main event? Even if it's a small thing like a counter, a taunt, a stance, or a missed timing spot, write it like you were in the arena. Also, seriously answer this in the comments so I can pin the best ones. Trivial question 5: the Wrestling Zone test. What's harder to beat? 1 AM dominant champion, 2 AM crafty counter wrestler, 3 AM relentless fighter? For someone who never stops adjusting, comment 1/2/3/4, because by the end of this match, you won't just watch Jade vs Iyo. You'll pick a side. You'll judge a strategy. You'll feel the anger when the momentum flips, and you'll want to share the video because you're going to tell everyone, you didn't see that coming. Watch the end. So make sure you stay locked in, because when SmackDown hits its final stretch, nothing is guaranteed, except the fact that someone is going to leave the ring with their truth exposed. And tonight that truth is going to be loud. Comment your prediction: Jade wins or Iyo wins.